Hello everyone, how you guys doing today? Doing okay? Wonder if we got any people who are like, yeah, I'm gonna show up today. Hope everyone is doing well. Hey Sarge, how's it going? Hope everyone is doing well. Oh, good. Good, because I have news. I have good news. I'm just going to wait for a couple of extra people to show up. I mean, I don't know if it's good news for y'all, but I think it's good news. So, but, like I said, we're going to wait for a couple more minutes. And then hopefully you guys have been doing well for this week. Classes haven't been that hard. You have, recouped, getting ready to do some art and stuff like that. Let's see if anyone posted anything in the discussion board. Alright, going here, post. Has anyone been having any issues with the instruction, teachers doing stuff online? Anything you might want me to bring up? Applications. Okay, everyone was like, hey, I'm here, so okay, so I see that people have been at least saying that. They're like, hey, I'm here, great, I'll mark you guys all off. Then later on this week I'll see who I still need to talk to, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Cool. So, as people are coming in, I guess they'll hear about it or not. We'll see. Because, have to be able to get you guys Photoshop and Illustrator. Right? And I posted. Did I post it in this one? I don't think so. Yeah, I did. Adobe for the semester. So I posted a way for you guys to get Photoshop because we hadn't heard from Amazon yet. I mean, not Amazon, from Adobe yet. And it was like, hey, go ahead and sign up. Right? Go ahead and sign up. Right. Just hold on for a sec. Okay? Because, the trick that I said, which was sign up, and then once the time runs out, go ahead and be like, no, I'm not going to sign up. And then they'll go, stick around for two more months, right? And it's like, okay, we can do that, right? And just turn down my phone. Where was it going? Oh yeah, but we finally heard from Adobe, and they've actually granted us access for all the students, all the teachers and whatnot until the 31st of May, right? Which should get us through the semester and all that. And then if this pandemic keeps going, then maybe they'll extend it further for summer schools and stuff like that. I don't know. But as of right now, we have it until the 31st. So I just was able to check it, right? So let's see. Yeah, so I was just able to check it, right? So I have directions on how to do it, okay? But the thing is that you will go to the Creative Cloud site. You will then sign in to the Creative Cloud, okay? In order to do that, you're going to have to use your student ID, your student email that is registered to Blackboard, okay? Because that's what I'm taking. I'm taking your name and I'm slapping it in there, right? And if you don't already have an account, you'll have to create an account, okay, with that email. It's very important that you do it with that email, okay? Don't sign up with Google. Don't sign up with Facebook. You need to sign up with your student email. Your student email will be registered with Adobe by the end of today. And that way you can then get Photoshop, Illustrator, actually all of the Adobe products until the 31st of May. Okay, and then it's really simple. You upload it. The uploader took, I'd say, like 5-10 minutes. Then once Creative Cloud is on your desktop, then you just pick what you want. And you're like, oh, I want Photoshop, right? Click on Photoshop, it loads it up, it installs it, and then it's back. And then that was it. I mean, the install took me a total of 5 minutes. So we now have access. So as long as you have a computer, you now have Photoshop and Illustrator. We can actually move forward. I'm actually very relieved that we have this ability now, because now I don't really have to worry about you at least having the software. The other problem is, do you still have a computer, right? I've had plenty of people who have said stuff, you know, they sounded off like, yeah, I have access to Blackboard, yeah, I have a computer. So like I said, once I check everybody off, then I need to figure out, you know, who might not have a computer, because the school is actually saying they have a number that you can call, that you can like rent out a computer that you'd have to bring back to NSU in some way. I don't know, I haven't really checked it out, because so far everyone who has said something says that they have a computer and stuff like that, and reliable internet. So so there's that. So yeah, so good news is we actually have access. Okay, so we actually have access to Photoshop, Illustrator, and all the Adobe products, right? So that's great. Absolutely great. I'm so excited. Which now allows me to give you assignments. So I will give you an assignment, right? You got to do something. We got to get those grades up. So I'm going to give you little assignments, because we got to make sure that your grades are up and that you get out of this class and you know everything you need to know by the time you're out, okay? So just be aware. So you will be getting something that you have to do at home while you're still supposed to be working on the old man. Like I said, I'm going to do that as soon as I'm done here. And so if we get off early, like, you know, I normally give you a full hour, which I will gladly still give you, or longer, depending on if you have any questions. But I will be able to stay online. Like, I'll stay online for an hour, right? And if you guys don't have any questions, then I'll just enter everyone's email and stuff into the system, and that way you guys can download Photoshop and get to work. Because we were saying that the old man would need to be done by the end of next week, right? So we'd have 2 more weeks, right? And then we'd start over on Monday. We can critique it. Then you move on and get your assignment and stuff like that. You're right? We got to move on, because we got to move on to Illustrator. Okay? So yeah. So there we go. I mean, I can show you how to do the ping pong ball again if you need to. I'm pretty sure that I might need to do it again just so that it can be on file, but I really want to make sure that we can get you guys up and running with Photoshop and Illustrator. Okay? At least until the end of May. Okay? Are there any questions so far? Go ahead and get this out of the way. Adobe app for my phone, for my computer. So you email us when you've entered the emails. Well, I mean, I'm going to post it on the discussion board and the announcements. But like I said, if we're not really going to be doing anything, I'll just go ahead and do that, you know, relatively shortly. So, because like I said, I'm going to go to the roster, I'm going to pull your emails, and I'm going to go from there. Actually, as it seems as though it's being pretty quiet, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I need this. Are there any questions? Anyone having any issues with the old man? And remember, after this week, you need to start posting some progress. Okay? Especially since we have Photoshop and Illustrator, you will have to show some progress. Take a picture of where you start. As soon as you get Photoshop, this is where I was with the old man. Alright? And then we move from there. Then once you do some work, last roster, there we go. Once you do some work, then you're like, alright, cool. Here's where I am now. Right? So that way people can actually tell you what's happening. They can be like, hey, look, you know, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. I can then review it in the next class. Okay? So you really want to make sure that we do that. Let's see. Basic art, computer applications. This one. Why won't you do? Oh, that's what I thought. All right, let's see, Olivia. You're the one talking the most right now. Let's see if we can't get you. Go ahead, get you in first. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop you in first. We need to go to Adobe. No. Yeah. There we go. Go in here just a second. It's got to load up, you know. A lot of people trying to get a hold of Adobe now. Alright, so we're there. Ooh. And then we're going to go to users. And we're going to add a user. That's great. Email. Now to check to make sure it was in. All right, Olivia, you are now in. Okay, you now have, I put your name in. So if you want, you can go to Adobe. Actually, hold on. So we're gonna go here. I'm gonna start a new thread. Instructions for Creative Cloud. Browse computer. And it was... Alright, so there you go. I've put it up on the Discord. I'm not Discord, the discussion board. So now you can actually go and look at what the instructions are, what the link is. Right, click on it. If you need to create an account, but use your student email, okay? Because the student email is now connected with, it's connected with the Adobe site. So as soon as you log in, it will know what you have, what you're able to do. Say. No, check it out. Thank you. And let me know if it works. It should, because it worked for me, so... Let's see. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and continue to add people. So before this stream is over, everyone who is in my class will have access to Adobe for at least 2 more months. Cool. If I can, I'll install again. You wouldn't have to actually install, like I had it on my computer, right? You just need to log off. That's the big thing. Like, you can't use your personal stuff. You just gotta log off. Once you sign out and then sign back in with your student ID. It'll probably ask you for, you know, a password, or if it's like, hey, we don't have anything connected with this, create an account. Okay? If you already have it installed on your computer, you don't have to uninstall anything. Ah! Messed that one up. Any questions? Because now that this is here, like I said, I will be assigning an assignment. It's not going to be anything hard, right? So, we're going to do the color wheel. We're going to do the ping pong ball. But I'll have to start giving you some twists, because all you're going to do is copy and paste, and we can't do that. We need to make sure that you actually do the work, right? Because we want to make sure that you actually know the shortcut keys, know all that stuff, because it's only going to benefit you later on in your schooling. All right, that's everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. All right, so everybody's in. Everybody's in. All right, and now I'm gonna go ahead and give you your assignment, because I can. Assessment. Boy, because not everyone's gonna check. We'll put it on Put it for next Monday, 1 p.m. Shouldn't be hard, right? That's an entire week to turn in one color wheel. Cool. Any questions? Come on. Color wheels aren't hard. They're really not. I don't know how I can really spruce up the color wheel though, as far as making it different, to be honest. I mean, I could give you different shapes and all, but since I haven't shown you how to do that, you might be like, oh man, I don't know how to do it. But you guys are smart folk, so I'm pretty sure you could. Alright, so we can close out of that. Keep that open. Doesn't really matter. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and do the... Whoops. I'm going to go ahead and do the ping pong ball again just for funsies. Okay, so all I'm doing, I'm going to start off from scratch. Okay, Control Command N, new document, 6 inch by 6 inch by 300 dpi. There we go. Okay, so it's a, so that's, like I said, 6 inch by 6 inch by 300 dpi. That's where we're at. Okay. Marquee tool, which is M. Make sure it's on a circle. Pull out said circle. Push and hold shift so that it becomes a nice uniform circle. Okay. There's your circle. Right? Now you can do Control or Command H. Gets rid of said circle. Really depends on how you feel. Nice big brush. Starting off with an off-white. I'm going to go ahead and drop our opacity and our flow down to like, 43, 47, whatever you feel comfortable with, right? But we want to drop it. Then we're going to get a soft brush, right? Nice big brush. And we're going to decide where our light's coming from. So mine's coming from the top left, right? Just a normal, right? Keep it at normal till you have something that you can see. You're like, all right, see, there's my circle, right? Very easy. Now we're gonna go to multiply, right? Because now we want to make sure I'm dropping the opacity and flow down to 30, mid 30s. Now you want to be able to look at your ping pong ball and see the different colors that are in your ping pong ball, right? So some of you might see some blue, right? And what you want to do, so you see your blue, you don't want to come over here because your blue's not over there, right? Your blue is somewhere over here, right? So find your blue. Remember that it's multiplying, right? So the more you go over it, the darker it's going to get, right? Got my blue. You're like, all right, yay, blue. What else do I see? Oh, I see a little yellow because, my desk is yellow or whatever the case may be. Kind of like yellow. Alright. Like, oh, now I have a nice off-white color. Great. You might want to come back to that blue. Alright. Hit that underneath. You're like, all right, yeah, that's looking good. I like that. Okay. Generally, if you have yellow and blue, you're going to find some type of purple. Right? But you're doing all this, hopefully, by looking. So you're actually looking at your ping pong ball, the way that it was lighted. All right, and you can make a little smaller brush because you're trying to get, you know, you're really trying to get that detail down there. You're like, nope. All right, and remember, the more you go over it, the darker it's going to get, and the more it's going to look like a marble. That's the thing that we don't want. Remember, we don't want it to look like a marble. Get some red up in here. It's too much, right? Adjust your color. Okay. It's a nice little highlight here. Shadows coming in down here. All right. Probably even make it a little bit darker if you wanted to. It's too much. Don't be afraid to use Control Command Z. All right. Command Z or Control Z. They are your friend. These are blue, I think. Alright. Oops. Okay. There you go. There's your light. There's your ping pong ball. Then, if you wanted to, come in, grab the beginning of your ball, you know, or if you have a strong bounce light, remember the bounce light? What's up, Gabe? If you have the bounce light, so if you have a yellow light, or if you have a blue light, or if you have a red light, it's completely up to you. I'm going to use the ping pong ball, right? We're going to come back to normal, and we're going to try and pull in that bounce light. Right? There you go. Okay? There's your ping pong ball. And done. Right? Now, if you keep it on separate layers, you can actually easily put a shadow behind it. Right? Right? So if you did, right, you could come in and be like, all right, cool, I would do a new layer now, right? And then remember, your shadow is not, I repeat, is not black. Okay, shadows are not black, they're a combination of all colors, right? So what you would come in while you have, whoops, not that. When you come back to here, right? Remember, we can always start a new layer here to get this on top, which will probably make you less freaked out. But you take your color, start with a blue or a purple. Right? And then get back to your brush. Right now we're on normal, so you can just fill that in. Oops. Make sure you're on the right layer. Right? You just fill that in. I'm teaching my class. Nope. I have 2 classes today. Alright, so, right, we fill in that. And then you'll come in, multiply. Sorry, that was my son. Right, and you just come in, and then as it goes further out, right, you make that color darker. How's it going? I tried to host your stream, but every time I try, I get an error from Twitch. Twitch is against me. Right, and then you bring in your colors. Right, so that way, once you're done, bam! Insto shadow, right? And then if you come in again and you drop it, right? And so there you go. There you go. So now you got your ping pong ball. It's real nice and neat shadow, which if you already had it on if you knocked out your background beforehand, you can still stretch this, and you still can, right? I can come in here and go Control T, Right? Make it a little fatter. Make it a little thinner. See, now if you noticed, if you do this, the way you change your shadow will be the way that we perceive how the angle of the table is. Right? Hold on, my son is calling, my youngest son. Yes? Yes, I am doing work. Oh, look, you closed the door. Look at that. Okay, so if you just look, if I do this, right, the light is changing, right? So the light is changing, and then the angle, also you can say the angle of the table is changing, right? And the flatter you make it to itself, the more the angle of the table looks like it's flat and the light's coming directly at it. So there you go. Anyone got any questions? Questions on the ping pong ball? Anything? Hey, Gabe, if you're still there, man, I'm waiting for that return challenge. I'm waiting. The color wheel, so the color wheel is going to be due by next Monday, right? I'm giving you a whole week. I understand stuff's crazy and stuff like that, but I'm giving you a whole week to get it done. We're not doing the ping pong ball yet. We're just doing the color wheel, because you need to be working on your old man, and the old man is due next Wednesday, right? So you got this week and next week. Well, no, not next Wednesday. I'm sorry. It'll be due in 3 weeks. So it'll be, hold on, let me bring up my calendar. So this week, next week. So it'll be due on the 13th of April. Okay? It'll be on the 13th of April when it's due. Okay? So that's when the old man is due. You'll have to have it turned in before class. That's the important part. It has to be in before class. You got 2 weeks to do it. We've got Photoshop up and running for you, right? Photoshop, Illustrator. It worked for me. I was able to log in, so now I'm downloading the computer. Yes. All right. So we have confirmation that Adobe is working. Your names are in there, right? What's up, Isaiah? So your email addresses are in there in the system with Adobe, and you now have access to the newest Adobe and Illustrator and everything everything that you would normally do for Adobe up until the 31st of May, at least until the 31st, depending on how this pandemic works out. Okay, so we will definitely be able to get to the end of the semester. There's no excuses now. You have that. So there you go, right? Hopefully since you guys can have this, you'll have some updates for your old man that we can take a look at for next class. I can do some paint overs and stuff like that. And if not, like I said, I will be here to answer any of your questions. And I'll continue, like in class, I'll just continue to do some work until you have questions, because you guys are finishing stuff up. Okay? All right, I'm glad that you downloaded on your computer. That's good. Saw my someone's going on a walk. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm looking out the window and I see my kids leaving the house. I'm like, what is going on? So. What is the Twitch Hillbilly? What's up, Billy? Boy, it would be nice. Have a great day and a good game. Thanks. I know, my bad. Life got in the way. I'll get something to you soon. All right, that's cool. I'll probably do a drawing, you know, as some promo art. Not that I don't have enough to do anyway, but how do I check in with you? What do you mean? What do you mean? How do you check in with me? He's like, I don't know what you mean. Because there's email, and there's the discussion board. So you go to NSU, go to Blackboard. At the bottom of your green rectangle, there's a link that says discussion board. Click on that. I'm available there. I'm available at these live streams. Probably the best way, right? Because this is instant access. Oh, for the discussing, yeah, the discussion stuff like that. Go to Blackboard. Here, I'll show you. Sorry, easier to just show you. Right. So this your Blackboard, right? Right, when you log in, this is what your Blackboard looks like. And then over here, right, I've added the discussion board. Okay. And then there's only one forum. I'm the only one who can create a forum. But then you click on the forum and it brings you here. You have the ability to create a thread, which you need to do, right? When you're showing us your progress and whatnot, you want to create a thread. And everything is timestamped, so you really only need one thread. And it just says work in progress, you know? And then you just post it there. Okay? I probably may as well block because they could be bots. Let me do the actual. All right. It's like, oh man. So many bots as of late. Does that answer your question? And once again, if you haven't, or if you're like, oh, I never know when you're going to go live, especially when I do these live sessions for all my classes, and you're more than welcome to jump into any one of them and ask questions. I just had someone from a graphic design class jump into my senior design class, and we just went in. Okay? And so if you don't know when I go live, all you have to do is go ahead and subscribe to this channel and hit the bell, and it'll let you know when I go live. Oh, hey, Brenda, you changed your name. Or is this a different account? How to get in with the class. What do you mean? We see you in chat. Or are you talking about literally the discussion board? Because the discussion board is on Blackboard. Like, you have to log in to Blackboard. Okay? This is your Blackboard. You log in. Bam. There's your discussion. Right? I even put the feeds in there for you. Remember when I said I put the feeds from the live feeds in there? So, here's the one we had. Last week, my info came right up. What info? Are you talking about on the Blackboard? Don't exactly know what your issue is. No, I know who you are. After you said it was Brenda, I got you. I know who you are. But I'm just saying, I don't know. Yes, that is the chat. That is the online chat. The thing that you are talking into right now, that is the YouTube chat. So everyone who is on right now can see you. The only thing is not a lot of people are talking. So maybe when you came in, you just don't see anybody, so you only see yourself chatting. Can someone else please say something in the chat? What up, Dust Up? Say something in the chat. Alright, so we got some people saying stuff in the chat. Alright, great. See? You guys are all you're logged in, okay? I'm doing well, you know, just trying to make it. So if it seems like when you're looking at the chat and I'm answering questions, it's because I'm also streaming to Twitch for people who are more comfortable at Twitch. So I'm streaming over there as well, okay? But yeah, we're teaching online. You know, the COVID-19 virus pandemic has forced everyone out of the schools, which is great. All right, so we're not infecting everybody, because if you haven't heard, the United States is the #1 continent with all kinds, with the most cases of the COVID-19 infection. So it's a good thing that we're all being forced to kind of stay away from each other. So now we're teaching online, and yeah. Yes, I'm also teaching on YouTube. Right, I'm trying to make it as accessible, and I found out how to restream to other places, and so now I'm like, oh, I can stream here, I can stream there. If people don't know Twitch, I'm like, all right, we'll do it on Twitch. If people don't want to use Twitch, they can use YouTube, and you know, stuff like that. Eventually, I'll find all the ones that a lot of people like to go to, and I'll just stream to everything all at once. Right? But yeah, these morning sessions are definitely all about talking to my students. I mean, we did a quick demo before you got here about the ping pong ball, right? Being able to do the ping pong ball. So we did so yeah, so I was trying to get it on my computer. Okay. Well, it has worked. It's worked for me, and it has worked for someone else, so I'm glad to see that it is working. But let me make sure. Wait, where'd my... Okay, I guess we need to start all over. I'm just going to make sure that your name got in there. You know what I mean? It should. Alright. There yet? Come on now. No, I don't want to go down there. Spring, computer applications. Urbans, yeah. Oh. We don't want to be on this one. We want to be on this one. Users. Next. See Gatlin, I don't think that's it. That's not you. Nope, okay. Nope, you're in. Alright, so I see you. Your email is logged in, so you shouldn't have any problems. Back to lurking for a bit. We'll be here learning. Keep up the good work. Stay safe. You too, man. You stay safe. Definitely, definitely. You want the color wheel to be as a JPEG? Yep. Color wheel is a JPEG. If you don't remember how to do the color wheel, if you go back to your Blackboard, right? Go back to Blackboard. I have a spot where I'm gonna archive all the videos that we do, right? If there's information, like if we're working, if nothing's being said that needs to be remembered, then I won't. But I'm going to have this archive of all our feeds, right? And this one has the last one we did. Okay, this is where we talk about the color wheel. So if you click on it, right, brings you to the actual video. Skip forward. Bam! Start talking about the video. Okay? Or I mean, start talking about how to do the color wheel. Right? Okay? So it's the same thing with the ping pong ball that I just did. If you came in late and you missed it, not to worry. It's going to be up on the feed. I'll put it in the archive. You can check that out. Remember, the main thing about the ping pong ball, big brush, you got to make sure that you put it on multiply and you drop your opacity and your flow to somewhere around 35 to 37. And then you will be able to make fantastic ping pong balls. Hopefully you still have yours. If not, you're going to have to try and remember. And trust me, if you haven't done these enough, you can instantly tell when you're making it up. Alright, so thank you very much for that follow. Really, really nice of you. Thanks for the host, man. So, any questions, thoughts, concerns? Everyone should be trying to get Photoshop right now. Photoshop and Illustrator. It's there for you to take. Otherwise, I'm going to stick around for a while. I'm going to keep working on... I'll just keep working on this. Right? If you're good, you're more than welcome to sign out. Because like I said, we don't have anything right now. Okay? So, completely up to you. But I'm here. If you want to ask anything, you have any questions, not understanding something, just let me know. Like I said, otherwise I'm just going to I'll stay on and I'll keep working. So, but it's completely up to you. Your class. I'm glad that it worked out for you. So I know that it works, so that's great. Thank you very much. Whoops. So just in case you guys are actually wondering, all I'm doing is what I taught you before with the cell shading. That's all I'm doing. That is what I do professionally. When are you going to post the color wheel? It's already up. It's under assessment. Already up. For all you overachievers. Can you please do the old man again? I don't know if I have that picture right now. Are you starting over from scratch? Like, what exactly do you need me to do? Okay. I'm going to use a different person. I hope that's going to be okay. Okay, don't get caught up on the fact that it's not the same person. Come on. Oh no. We're going to use this guy. No, we're not. There's a tiny little picture. Okay, maybe we won't. Oh, that's right, it is in Blackboard, isn't it? That's right. Good call, Brenda. Thank you. So first thing I'm going to do is open the old man in Photoshop, right? So Control O or Command O, depending on what you're doing or what system you're on. Okay. Once you have that, you need to start a completely different document. So then you go Control N or Command N, 6x6. We'll go 6x6 by 300. We're like, cool, right? Okay. So now we have that. We go back to our other image. We do Control A or Command A to highlight the entire picture, right? To select the entire picture. Then Control C or Command C. Then we're going to go over to our other image. We hit Command V, right? So all we did was select, copy, paste, right? Then we'll go to Control T, Command T. Make him nice and big, right? And then push him over so it doesn't look like his head's falling off. I really don't want to do that, right? So now you have two layers. Layer 1, which was your image. Layer 2, right? Layer 2, I'm going to make black. Okay. We're going to come back to layer 1. You're going to go to the lasso tool. This is where you want to use the magnetic lasso tool, right? So you just click, hold, and go down to the magnetic lasso tool, right? And then you will select around the old man. Whoops. Right, and don't be afraid if you messed it up, because you can always come back in and clean it up. That's the best part about this process. Alright, then over, up, and you click it. You're like, bam, done. Okay. Then you can also look at your selection, and you can try and clean it up a little bit. Okay, so I'm just gonna go, all right, cool. I'm gonna start a new layer. Okay, I'm starting a new layer. And now I'm gonna fill it with a mid-tone gray. Right? So then when you click off of his face, you got that. Right? Something like that, depending on how you made your selection. Then I'm gonna go ahead and deselect, Control D or Command D. Go to my brush, which is B, and now I'm just gonna fill in these holes. Okay, that's it. Nothing too fancy, just because you can always fix it later, right? You can always come in and fix it later. You know, his head's probably not busted like that, so just come in and round it out. Done. Right? You're like, all right, cool. There you go. Right? So now you have that. Now, before we actually get started, you're going to make a copy of this layer that you just made. Okay? So all you do is you select, pull it down onto the square that's pulled up, let go, creates a copy, right? Go to the original layer and lock it. Okay? That's for when, if you mess up or when you start over, you always have something that doesn't have all these gradients and subtle shifts and stuff like that. You can always select the head with one fell swoop, right? So this is just a great way to save time. Okay, so now you have that, right? Now, because you need reference, you're gonna pull that down, and then you're gonna pull this one down. Okay, so now you have the two next to each other, right? And so now you're gonna come back up to the layer that you can actually draw on, right? And you're gonna do big strokes, right? But we're gonna go to the brush, soft brush, drop your opacity just like you were doing the ping pong ball. Drop your opacity, and we're just gonna make big, bold strokes, right? Trying to figure out where we'd want some of the colors to shift. So we're like, all right, whoops. Good example. Make sure you select the head. Right? We go to the brush, and it has to be on multiply. Okay? And we go, alright, here. The dip for the eye, right? His mouth indicates right there. Right? Then you can come in and say, this is where his coat is, right? Like, okay, at his ear. Around here, right? A little bit underneath the nose, right? Here. All right, right? So they're just pockets. You're just like, oh, well, here's where I think stuff is going to be. Now you zoom in, right? So I normally zoom into the eye because I think that's one of the most important parts, right? So I can look now, and I'm like, okay, so if this is the nose, that means his eye, that divot is right here, right? Because I'm just looking. Alright, and then come in, try and make some strokes. Alright, like, alright, so I know that it's darker here, but we're not drawing, right? And so that's light, and we go, I know that this is going to be darker, right? So you can kind of put in a spot for that eye. Then we know that this part right here is getting really dark, right? And then you're building it up. Okay, and all I'm doing is I use the same color that I started with. That's it. Alright, zoom out every now and then. We know that this is actually a lot darker here. So, okay, so the back of the head. So if I was to draw, right? So I'm gonna show you. It's a great example, right? So this ear, yeah, right here. So if I was to draw, all right. Now, drawing and painting, granted, it's all about layering with paints and stuff. But the idea behind this is, if I was to draw, right, I'm gonna go. Actually, a lot of you, a lot of you would just go. We'll just say 100%, right? And we'll go. All right. So I'm here. Did that. This comes in here. There. This is here. That's here. Right? And you're like, I'm done. I drew an ear. You're like, that's great. Right? That's drawing, right? And if it was all black, if it was 100%, and I did a black line and stuff like that, that's what would happen. I mean, right now you should be able to see the difference between how I was doing it with the eye and how I'm doing it with the ear. Right? So drawing is literally what you guys like to do, is just constantly make lines. You're like, oh, I see this. Right? So you make these lines. That's not what we're doing. All right, so if I was to start drawing this, I mean, doing the idea of painting, okay, so now we come in and I'm looking for the shadow shapes. So I'm like, okay, so this is where his ear is. I know that right here it's really dark, and then up here it gets really dark, right? So I can build that up a couple times. Right, because I know I'm trying to get this to be darker than everything else, but I'm building it up. Right, and so here, right, and then come down here, right, because underneath there's a little line, so we build that. We know that here, whoops. So now I can actually start building this ear, this part right here, up, right? Pull it in. Because the more I go over a certain spot, the more it'll get darker, like here, right? I'm like, all right. But we're just building it up. Most of you are always trying to finish before we get started. And that's one of the techniques that I'm trying to show you you shouldn't be doing. Right? And so you're just building it up. So it's mostly just shapes. You're just doing these shadow shapes. And then you come in, like the more that it needs to be defined, like once you are really in the spot to where you're like, all right, I am now doing one of the blackest parts, it's gonna feel as though you're just drawing, right? But because you need to build it up, right? So you can come in here and actually pull stuff out. Okay. See how it starts to look like there's a drawing? Like you just drew it? But the thing is, once you start getting closer and you fill in everything else, it's all blending together, right? Because in real life, there are no lines, right? All we're doing is seeing color shifts. So, and that's what's giving us those hard edges. But in all essence, no one has an outline around them. We don't actually see line. So that's what this technique is showing you, right? And then if you're like, oh wow, once again, if you're like, man, that's not gonna work, that's too big, right? And you're like, all right. Best thing about digital painting, right? You take it, Control T, Command T, shrink it down, right? And if you turn this on, you won't freak out. Oh, look, okay. Right, so now you can make it smaller. Look, check your reference. You're like, all right, there's about that much space, okay? And then the best part, come in, right? You can then, this is when you go back to normal. You pick the color that's around there, right? and then you can soften everything out, start drawing, start painting that in, you know, and so then you just paint over it, right? And you just start over, right? So and then you can start, you're like, oh, my ear's smaller now. Now I have all this space here. I can start doing that again, right? Right? And then you just build, it's time consuming. Like I said, the biggest problem with this assignment for most students is they don't actually want to do the work, right? They want to be done really quick. And that's why I've given you so much time to make sure that you can just slow down, come in here, multiply, right? Come into this eye, look at that person's eye right there, and then go, all right, so I know that I need to build this here, but then it gets a lot darker here, right? So I need to come in and make this one of the darkest spots that I can, but you need to build it up. Right? And then if you're like, oh wait, crap, I made it too dark, you come in, you select a color around it, right? Then you just hit it a couple times so that it's lighter. Bam, done. Right? You're like, all right, gotta lighten that up, and then you start over. Okay? Makes sense? And then of course, if you've deselected, you come back to that one that you have locked, press the wand, which is W, select it, move on about your business. Go back to the right layer, and then you won't color outside the lines. Okay? Alright? Does that answer your questions? And then you just go to town. Right? Looking at the color. Don't draw, paint. Don't draw, paint. You good? Any other questions? I Van Goghed him. Yeah, but I put it back on at least. No problem. If there are no more questions, this will set you well on your way. Make sure to post something in the discussion board. You need to put something into the discussion board. Very, very important you put something into the discussion board. That is how you are going to get your credit for participation, which has, you know, the value of participation has gone up a lot more because of our situation and having to do everything online, okay? So you need to post progress throughout the week so that we can look at it. You can get comments, feedback, and I can mark you present and give you participation grade. Okay? But if there's nothing else, I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining. And with that said, I will make sure to put the link of this video into the archives thread so that you can just click on the video, okay? Just in case you're having problems following along or you're taking notes and needed me to say it again. Whatever the case, the video will be up there momentarily. That way you can just watch the video, okay? So, like I said, if you have no more questions, comments, or concerns, I will sign off for today, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Once again, if you want to pop into my Tuesday or Monday morning class because you have a question, please feel free to do that. If you're like, oh, well, I don't know when you get on, that's fine. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell, and it will instantly let you know when I go live, okay? Also, when I'm streaming on my own and I'm doing my work stuff and I'm working on my own project, if you want to come in because it's later on tonight, at night, no worries, just hit me up and I will gladly stop what I'm doing and then I'll help you out, okay? Give you a sec or two. Come back to this guy. Like I said, I'll wait a couple secs just in case if anyone needs a little bit more time. I know there's a delay. Interesting.
Daddy.
Yes, my son.
I have malta on the table.
Okay.
You want to open it?
I'll be there in a little bit. I'm just waiting to see if my students need me. Good. That looks pretty good. Pretty darn decent. Yeah. Like I said, all I'm doing here is literally what we went over in class. Just in case you're like, oh, we'll never see anyone doing that kind of thing ever. Here I am. I'm doing it. There we go. It's like, man, why is that? Well, since chat got really quiet, oh, someone just said something. I am answering questions if anyone has any. But if nobody has any, then we are going to sign off here in a little bit. This character, oh, this is one of my characters for my newest project. He's called the Black Dragon. Oh no. I hope she'll be okay. Said your mom's ill. That's not good. I hope she's okay. Yes. Yes, it will. It will be posted as soon as we're done. I'll make sure to upload it. So, anything you may have missed will be up there in the archive fairly shortly. Because sometimes it takes a minute for everything to record from from YouTube. So, it might take a minute, but it will be up there shortly. She's much better now? Okay, great. Great. Let me some good cell shading. Yep. No, cell shading is my bread and butter. Tried to do a whole bunch of other stuff, but come to realize that this is really my passion. Right now I'm trying to cheat because these things I had before, right? I took this from an image I did before, the colors at least. So I'm just trying to, I'm saving myself a lot of time by just coming in and going, oh, I'll fix it. Alright, we'll do quick check. Quick check, quick check. I think that we're good here. People have been quiet enough, so I'm gonna call it. Alright? So, thank you all so very much for coming. I will be available on these streams every week, Monday through Thursday. I'll be on every day. Whoops. So if you need to get a hold of me, please get a hold of me. There's no issues with you talking to me whenever you see me online. So anytime you want to, just holler at me and I can answer your questions. Okay? For all my students, this link will be posted on the discussion board, so make sure you check that out. If you need to go back and see how I did the old man or the ping pong ball, and if you have any questions, post it in the discussion board or just come follow me or just find me on any of the live streams. Like I said, if you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell, you'll always be notified when I actually go live. So even if I'm in a different class, if you have a question, just hit me up, okay? All right, well, I will see you guys the next stream. Download Photoshop and Illustrator, and yeah, we'll see you at the next live stream. Take care.